It's Tabitha Miller.
Hey guys.
Oh, go ahead.
Hey guys, it's Joette with Balloon Coach. And tonight, as we get started to hear from the king of latex, Eddie Heyland, about No More Starving Artists, I wanted Tabitha Miller to show you real quick before the lights go down in the sun. Tabitha is zooming in on her shop that she built on 10 acres. So she'll go ahead and take it away and tell you about it. So go ahead and tell them about the space that you're showing them.
Hey guys, I'm Tabitha Miller with Animated Art Balloons in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We developed this shop for our balloons and my employees so that it is not inside my house, but it is on our property. And so this is my current shop. My husband is currently 20 foot by 30 foot or so of our shop. And I took over his space. And so he needs somewhere to build the sturdy framing and stuff like that, and just somewhere that I am not a part of. And so we built him this amazing shop. It's 30 by 50 over here. And next door to it will be his man room. And this is our home. So now we have 10 acres and this is our home. He'll be able to go out, work in his shop, and then drive down the driveway, across the way, and to the shop to deliver whatever it is that we need for. And I can no longer steal his tools. He can't say, "Hey, Tab, where's that wrench or level or whatever?" And I'm like, "Oh, I used it for mosaics." I'll have to get my own. But we're super excited to be at the end point of building his shop. So
I love that. And Tabitha, show us one more time your shop. And how big is it?
Currently we're working at a 40 by 40, but it will be 40 by 60 when we take over his side.
40 by 60, and how many vehicles?
I have 2 Ford Transits and enclosed trailer.
Awesome. We're going to be hearing more from Tabitha later on, but thank you so much, Tabitha, for showing that to us. It's a great way to start things. So I am going to pause the recording for just 1 second. So, hey guys, I am so excited. If you are here to talk to Eddie Heyland, also known as the King of Latex, you are in the right place. Tonight, our topic is No More Starving Artist. And this is a topic that is very near and dear to both Eddie and I's heart. Eddie has been an instructor for me at hands-on events since 2016. I started Balloon Coach in 2015, and Eddie and I had met many years previous to that. And the beautiful space that he is in now, back when I met him, was a piece of land. There was no home there. So it's kind of cool now to for him to be able to come on live with us from a space that I got to see go from just being a jungle basically to now this really cool home. And so the thing that I love about Eddie Heyland is he has an enthusiasm about helping other people make money, and that we really don't want to have people struggle, and that sometimes we make the math a little bit too complicated. And so Eddie is going to share a base formula of something that he did in his business, and then also share a little bit about his history, his story, to help inspire and encourage you, because I hear so many people tell me over the last 8 years as Balloon Coach, oh, well, so-and-so just has, a better life, or they had rich parents, or they have a rich spouse, or, they just have a better personality than I do. And we come up with all these excuses why other people can be successful and feel like for some reason we can't be. And so I feel that Eddie has an amazing story to help inspire and encourage you that if he can do it, anybody can do it. And so without further ado, Eddie, I want to go ahead and let you tell a little bit more about your story and share our presentation for this evening.
Yay! Hello, beautiful people. Thank you all for giving me your time and your energy. And it's very important. I know that you're here and I appreciate all of you. And so Joette understands every time I teach, I always go, can I teach this class? And it's like, again, but I mean, back before Joette ever came to help you guys with being the balloon boss, there was no one to teach anybody about, let's make this a real live business instead of like our part-time gig. And I always would say, no more starving artists. We don't need Van Gogh. I want everybody to have both ears and to die not impoverished. And so I kept trying to show people how simple it was. So I put together this little presentation called No More Starving Artists. And I know everybody's like, oh my God, but when you see this, it's just going to be like, what? It's all going to come clear and simple. And like she said, and I always believe this, that if I can do it, you can do it, because there's nothing special about me, except, as some of you know, the reason why I am the king of latex is because I said so. So that's all the special I am, because I just gave myself the authority, and you guys can do the same thing. So are you guys ready to start the presentation? The crowd goes wild.
Woo!
Okay, now it's up to me to share the screen. Let's see, drum roll. Share and Sunny. Wow, he did it. Okay, so no more starving artists. And now Joette actually went and put together a little worksheet. Now, does everybody have this, Joette?
I have put it in the chat, and I'm putting it there again so that they can pull it up. And then after your presentation, I'll pull it up on the screen for people to see it also.
Okay, and if they want to work through it as we go, then at the end, we'll have them all finished and we can kind of go over and compare notes. So if you guys have it, yay. If not, it's okay too. All right. So, but this is really cool. So, all right. So no more starving artists. Without any further ado, I'm going to push the button and nothing happens. There we go. Okay. So let me show you something. This is how I begin. What do y'all see here? You can type it in the little bar and tell Joette what you see. And then I'm going to grade you. Is anybody typing?
The first answer from Patty was money.
We have a winner. People say balloons. People say robin's egg. Do they even make robin's egg anymore?
Yes.
Okay.
I think.
I know, right? I can't keep track with the 5,000 colors of blue. So anyway.
Diana says lots of money.
Yes. Okay. So that's what I see when I look at this. So if you look at the first screen, it says 1 bag of balloons can gross. Now let's talk real quick about gross. Gross is every bit of money you make before you take out what you had to spend. Like if the bag of balloons costs $10, you can make, everybody write down what you would charge for 1 balloon. And I know a helium balloon, air balloon, big balloon, little balloon, but like a standard 11-inch balloon, helium, let's say, how much would everybody charge? I don't actually see people typing because I just see people's faces.
So I'm getting $3, $5, $2.50.
Yes. Okay.
5, 2, 2, 4, $2.50, 4.
Okay, so no one was under 2.
Correct.
And some were 5. Okay, so was there some 4s?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to be real interested in seeing what the number 4 and the number 5 do, because my presentation back in the day when I was poor, I charged $2 a balloon, and I decided not to update this just to show you the difference in how things happen when we make a little change. So 1 bag of balloons can gross $200. So if you guys are following on your handout, you can write that down there. Okay. So
and we've got one person from California that she's got it that she would do $710 from that 1 bag.
She already jumped ahead. No jumping ahead. You listen to me. I love it. Okay, so we've got 200. So from that 1 bag, how much are you charging a balloon? I love her. What's her name? I want to write her name down and find her. What's her name? To be? To be or not to be? I asked that question. Okay, so if we work 5 days a week, now how many people truly, honest to God, work 5 days a week? You don't work weekends, you take holidays off. No one does that, right? Everybody's working weekends, everybody's working Saturday, everybody's working Friday night, Sunday. So, but I designed this to say, I actually have a life and I'm only going to work 5 days a week. So now if you change this figure, and you can in the worksheet to a realistic number of, okay, let's do 6 days a week, because I mean, that's okay, because then you're giving us, and some people just never take a day off, they can make it to 7. So these little number tweaks actually change the end of the result a huge amount. So that's what's going to be fun if you're all writing it down and getting these numbers, because at the end, we're going to compare it and you're going to see what poor little king of latex made with his $2 a day or $2 a balloon, only working 5 days a week. So this is easy math, right? It's $1,000. So that's not a bad little gig for, you know, a bag of balloons. Not bad at all. So if we take that and we multiply it times our 52 weeks in a year times 1,000, that's an easy math again for me. Yay, I made $52,000 a year. And that's not clowning around. Whoopee! Look at that. Isn't that a cute little clown? Classic balloon, all nothing but garland. So now I had 52. What else? What did everybody else have? Like the $4. Tubi girl, what did you have? I'm gonna pick
And so
up.
she did Juby and Juby.
Juby.
She let me know that she had done a typo. It was actually that she does $5 a balloon, so it was 500.
Okay, and so there's some fives. And so what is the end of the year for them? I only made 52,000. What did the rest make?
So guys, are you doing your math at your $250, $3? So Lisa Perrin's at 65K. I think she might have been 250. So guys, when you give me your answer,
good.
let me know.
250 is how much? 65?
I think so. Lisa, confirm with me that for the 65K, you did it 250. Yep, I actually did my math. I'm impressed.
Wow. So by changing the balloon by what, 50 cents, it went from my 52,000 to hers, which is a difference of what? I don't, 16,000? $13,000 by making a meager 50 cents change in your balloon. So when you guys are trying to do balloon pricing and you think, you know, that's a huge difference. I mean, that's $13,000 that you can, you know, do whatever you want with. That's pocket money, because that's after all the bills or expenses, that's just extra. So that's 1 year at one balloon. Whoopee, right? Can we live on this? No, not really. I mean, seriously, is that enough to live on? No. And especially if you don't want to be a starving artist. So what do we need? We need more, right? So instead of doing it, let's change our number. Let's double the amount of work we do. Oh my God, I'm already exhausted. Let's do 2 bags of balloons a day. Okay, so if I start going too fast, somebody raise their hand or make a note for Joette for me. Okay, so 2 bags of balloons a day. Now we're doing $400. Now we take that times 5 days a week. We got 2,000. Now we're going to multiply it by our year of 52 weeks. And drum roll. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. I now make a 6-figure salary. Don't you just love the sound of that? I make 6-figure salary. Okay, what did Juby, did you get this far? I'm interested in what 25 cents, what it makes a difference in a year.
So for Juby, she was doing $5, so it'd be 2.5 times.
Okay, so who was doing 250?
Lisa Perrin was doing the 250.
Lisa?
So Lisa, if you can do us the math for yours, it'd be twice, right?
250 instead of 2, so it's 50 cents a difference. So I'm really curious about that.
So 6,500 times 2. I believe she'd be at 130,000 a year. Yep.
So versus 104 from a 50-cent change in pricing. Isn't that amazing? I mean, did you even think that's just crazy? So that's why I want to know, okay, what's High Roller Juby do? But you're in California and everybody's market price is different and what you can charge. So at $5 a balloon, what did that gross you a year?
And Eddie, the question is if you can go back your slide so people can see the math on the 2 bags of balloons.
Okay.
Thank you.
There. So 2 bags of balloons at $2. So actually at $5, it would be 1,000, right?
Yep.
So 1,000 times 5 days is 5,000 a week times 52. 200, no way. Somebody do that math because that cannot be.
260,000.
Holy mother of God. So congratulations, that's $250,000. And I know you're exhausted because 2 bags of balloons is so hard to do. Oh my God, that's pretty cool. See, that's why I didn't upgrade this, because I wanted you to see the difference. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'm excited. I'm moving to California and starting all over because all I made was a paltry $104,000. So let's see what that says. Is that enough to live on? Not if I'm in California, but can I live on that? Yes, I can. But can I afford to buy my beautiful Z4 car? So no, because if I took half of that profit and made it net, that's like $50,000. I just spent it all on my car, which this was really actually my car. And the reason I loved it was for 2 reasons. Well, more. One, if you pull up into an event in this car instead of your clown car that's got your name and balloons all over it, they're like, really? So automatically I have the respect. And then every time I get invited to a party and they go, oh my God, would you come and bring balloons? And I go, I would love to, but I only have 2 seats. So this car got me so much. I mean, it made me money and it got me out of doing a lot of stuff I didn't want to. So I couldn't live on that much money unless I raised my prices, which I wasn't smart enough to do back then. So instead, what did we do? We went for 4 bags of balloons. So everybody, let's try and do the math. Is everybody caught up figuring their own formula, or are some people just sitting there going, I'll wait till the end?
No, they're doing the math. It takes a minute. And LaDon, with your question, we'll talk about that in just a minute after we do this first set of the math, I promise.
So you want to wait and let them catch up or talk about the question? Okay. So basically we're doing the same thing that we did with 1 bag of balloons. And then we're doing the same thing we did with 2 bags of balloons, but now we're going to get really ambitious and inflate 4 bags of balloons a day at my $2 a balloon, which gives me 800. So everybody, whatever number you punch in for how much you charge is going to change that number. So it won't be 800 for you unless you're all with me on $2.
So for our $5 folks, that would make it $5,200 a year.
A week?
I'm sorry, I jumped ahead.
Oh, okay. So that's a week. Okay. So now here's the worksheet that they need, right? 4 bags of balloons equals $800. If it's at $3, $4, $5, your number is different. So at $5, did you have a number for that?
So at $5 for 1 week, it's 2,000.
Okay.
I mean, for
sorry,
1 day is 2,000. A week is 10,000.
Are y'all figuring out why I can brag about being the king of latex? That's $10,000. Okay, let's multiply that times 52.
5,200.
No, 52 for the year.
If you do 10,000, oh
yeah.
I'm not doing my math today, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah.
I'm reading.
So basically at $2, I just made 250. So if it's at $4, you just made $416,000. 400. That is so close to $500,000. I can't even see straight. And that was at $4 a balloon, right? And then somebody here is doing $5 a balloon. So I bet you anything, you just cleared $500,000 gross. And that's from doing 4 bags of balloons a day. Is anybody excited besides me?
Woo, 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 woo.
Because I think this is a beautiful thing. And I don't think people understand that, because I remember I've met people for years and they're like, oh, I love balloons and I know I'm just going to be poor the rest of my life. And I have to sit down and break it down to very simple by going, this is $200, unless you're in California and it's $500, or it could be $400. And I had to pay a whopping $10 to $15 for this. So even the net out of it, there's still a huge amount of profit you guys are making. You couldn't make this in any other business. And I tell people, like, congratulations, you're making a $250,000 and you don't even have to go to college. You don't have to pay back a student loan, and here we have lawyers that lawyers make less money than this. It's just crazy. So let's move on. Everybody caught up with their numbers? Anybody need a minute? Ooh, where we go? Congratulations. We wish it just went on, but we needed that formula. Okay, so this allowed me, this is what Joette was talking about. She was with me when it was nothing but a jungle and Eddie was homeless in Florida. But it allowed me for 4 bags of balloons a day to actually retire and move to Florida and build this home just the way I liked it. So you guys have the opportunity now to even do better with this. And so when we're at the summit, I'm going to be there. We're going to be doing little breakouts and little individual with people. And we're working on a little list of for everyone to fill out that wants to come and find out more information about how you can do this, how you can live like the king, and how you can do this. Now, also, how long does it take for you to inflate 1 bag of balloons? This is what's super cool. Okay, for me, I can inflate a bag of 100 or a gross in 20 minutes. You know, if you're just going boom, 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 like it's a drop or something like that, it's just, you can do it insanely fast, but you can't always do that. So I kind of rounded it to, let's say, a bag of balloons for a half hour. That's pretty fair, right? Don't you guys think?
Yes.
So we can inflate 1 bag of balloons in a half hour. We decided we wanted to do 4 because we needed that money because we're greedy. You're working 2 hours a day. That's it. So the rest you have time to go get your nails done, go to Starbucks, or actually market. And see, you guys aren't stuck like I was. I used to have to be in the office because people were coming in, no one's texting you, no one's typing stuff, emailing you, you know, it's all there. But now you guys have freedom. You can do and go wherever you want. So for basically 2 hours a day, okay, summary, working 5 days a week, 2 hours a day, you can make $208,000 a year. If you're charging $4, you can make $416,000 a year. Dear Lord. Oh my God. And aren't you exhausted? I mean, 2 hours a day. I don't know how I can contain this. It's just too much of a pace. And see, and this is only at 5 days a week. So remember when we just changed it by 50 cents, what a great change it did. Imagine if you added 1 more of those work days, and some of those, wasn't it coming out to like $1,000 a day?
Yes.
For 1 extra day. So if you take $1,000 a day and multiply it times those 52 weeks, by adding 1 more day, you're making an extra $52,000. Are you guys just like, are you following me on it's like, should be illegal. It's so easy to make money with balloons. But now here's some problems with that. Now that you know that, how do you do that? And thank you, Joette, for Balloon Boss and the master classes and everything that they're doing, because she can teach you. Now you know how much money is out there for working so much. Now, but she'll teach you how to get that business, what to do with it. So this is really exciting for me. This is my favorite thing because I love to see people do this and then they come back and they're like, well, Joette, you were talking about some amazing growth that some of your students are doing, and it's just great. So I'm excited, and I hope you guys, the ones that haven't signed up, are excited about what you can do here. And then this will help you to decide that I should go, because if you go, you get to meet me, the king of latex, and we can actually sit down for a one-on-one and take this deeper, because I've got a little sheet of things that I want to ask you, because not everybody has the same end goals. And how many people even have an exit plan? You guys, that's so important. I mean, if you're just spending your days without an exit plan, you're going to wind up, where are you going to wind up? So we need to sit down and go, what's your exit plan? You might not want to move to Florida because it's really hot here. You might want to just, whatever your plan is, we need to figure it out and then decide how we can get there. I think that might be the end. Woohoo! The end of the slideshow. Let's see what else we got going here. Oh, dun, da, 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 and live like the king of latex. So that's my great and powerful No More Starving artist. So I want you guys, I know a lot of you are like me who think with your right brain, and left brain is going, what? But this is super simple math. And when you have a chance to look at it, and I'm not like chattering in your ear, with the worksheet, you can write it down and you can actually figure out, oh, this is how much I can make. And then I can tweak it by, oh my gosh, 50 cents was so excitingly huge. And then if you can do a whole $1, it's amazing. Everybody's market's different, and Joette can help you and understand where your market is and you know, all of that. So with that, we can open it up to questions, or Joette, if
Yes.
something that you want. I know you always got some really good input on this.
Cool. Well, definitely what I want to do is I want to make sure, like I do all the time with our mastermind members, is I want to make it a working session where you're like, wait, I missed something on the math. I'm not quite sure. But one of the great questions that did come up is that in today's world, not everybody does helium-filled balloons. A lot of people are air-filled only, so they're making columns and arches, or they're doing a lot of organic garlands. And so one of the questions that came up, I'm pushing through back into where the question was because I don't want to make it wrong, is it better to charge by the balloon or by the foot? So like with people who are making those organic garlands and columns. So what were we kind of talking about earlier when you were talking about that 20-foot arch?
Right. But seriously, oh my God, I'm so excited about this question because, you know, I always have these little comebacks to everything.
Can you do me a favor and stop sharing your screen so we can see you big?
Ooh, yeah, I can do that. Let's see. Watch this. Ready to be impressed, people? Wait, is that it? Am I live? Okay. So this is so cool because I always have these little anecdotes to everything, and people like, oh my God, so helium's expensive. So that balloon's $4. But air is free. And I go, I know, and I'm not going to charge you anymore because it lasts longer than helium. So that's your comeback to these things. I mean, there's always a thing that like, people are like, oh, we charge less because it's air. And I'm like, why? And seriously, what difference does it make if an arch is an arch is an arch is an arch? It's still an arch. If you're smart enough to figure out to put a pipe in it and make it a frame and do it out of air, congratulations, you still charge. Or do you charge even more because now it has framework in it? And do you charge more because, oh my God, I have to come back? Or do you charge more because I'm not going to come back, but I'm going to leave you the $5 frame and charge you $50 for it? So there's all kinds of ways, just because that's why we rounded it. Like I left it at $2 and I didn't really say if it's helium or air, because it really doesn't matter. And it matters on how you present it. And Joette put on the little, on the form that she made about just a standard balloon arch, which is great because, oh my God, how many arches can you make in a day? Well, back in my day, before you kids had the internet, you know, we were doing 3-4 arches a day. It was just crazy. And you could do, I had a guy, we went into this job, we did 2 arches. We walked in, did them, left, and he came up and shook my hand. I go, what's the deal? He goes, I've never met anybody that made $450 in an hour, because we were in and out, charged them $450 and they were freaking out. And I go, would it make you feel better if I was slower? And do you charge more because you're faster on time? No, it's still the same value. So on this, let me look at this sheet. Joette, you want to help me with the arch thing? Because it was pretty
Sure.
good.
So in today's world, typically a garland arch that's just 4, not an organic, but just 4 balloons, quads for 20 feet is $350. So one standard 20-foot arch, $350. And so earlier when somebody was asking, do you tell the client by balloon or by foot? To me, I'm just going to tell them, you're getting this beautiful double door arch for $350. They don't need to know that it's 20 foot. That's just going to confuse them.
Because
so typically
it's
right. It's better to be like, it's a double door arch, or like a lot of times people will do a standard 30-foot arch for outdoors because it's something that can have the bases brought in close enough for a car to drive through if needed. It's something that can be wide enough to go over a lane of traffic. It's just a really nice size. And so if you just say, hey, this is our price, and you don't have to sit there and count it all out. The counting part and the how much do you charge per balloon is for you to kind of help your base pricing. And then again, like if you were selling individual helium.
We do small, medium, and large. And if you go to our website, they can just click on it and go small, medium, and large. And I call it a DJ arch, because everybody knows how big of a DJ arch. You want it sized for a DJ? Oh yes. Or do you need a stage arch? Because they understand it's bigger. So I don't break it down to foot, because oh my God, somebody could measure it. Or people don't. How do you measure an arch? Do you measure it this way? Or do you measure it this way? Or do you measure it this way? Everybody's got a different way that they measure it. But if you go small, medium, large, you're covered, or make it a fancy name like, oh, it's a DJ arch. And if people are doing stuff, you always sell a DJ arch because you have to have something on the stage. You can't have a DJ, the focal point, without anything on there. So perfect, I'll take a DJ arch for $350. So, and then if you go back to this, how many DJ arches can you do in a day? If you did 2 a day, you're making what, $700? Thank you, bye. That's good money. I mean, that's just really, really good money. You guys are blessed to now you just got to figure out who needs that DJ arch. And that's going to be Joette and her Balloon Boss and the Summit. And you're going to learn these things.
I love it.
For real, right? I mean, for real. I mean, people that have gone, they can write messages on here and shout out amen to this because they know it's true. I mean, the money's there, but how do you go and pick it? This is why you come. You got to learn how to come and, okay, there's the tree. How do I get those, you know, low-hanging fruits easy, but how do I get those nice juicy ones on top? And that's what we're going to figure out.
Well, what I love is somebody had messaged me privately and had said on that $350 for the arch, that doesn't include delivery and setup, correct? And that is correct. That's the base price for the balloons. And then you always charge an additional price based on your mileage and the time. And here's the thing, because so many were like, I'm $1 a mile or $2 a mile. And the thing is in Orlando, oh my goodness, one of the reasons I did not buy a business in Orlando when people were selling it is I didn't want to deal with the traffic. And I went and I helped and did some coaching for a business that opened up in Orlando. And I went on this job with him and we're stuck in traffic. We're not moving at all. And we're in a big box truck with all this stuff. And I said, so how much did you charge for delivery? And he goes, oh, well, it was only 10 miles. So I did it for free. 2 people in a vehicle for an hour, one way to get there. I'm like, you just lost money, dude. And then, so you need to make sure that when you're getting to that point, when you are calculating your mileage and your fees for delivery, that it's not always just about how far away it is, but all the logistics that go with traffic and other things too.
And what time of day or night it is, because strikes are like, oh, I'm only there 5 minutes. Well, hello, we still have a minimum of 2 to 4 hours just to go out and strike it. And, you know, because I can't call in anybody to go show up at somewhere at 3 in the morning and wait, you know, to strike it. So strike fees are also very unappreciated, you know, and you have to, you know, you really, that's why disposable arch, you know, framework and stuff is such a beautiful thing, because you just don't go back for it. But you also got to work that out with, that's a whole nother
a whole nother training.
a whole nother, stay tuned. We'll see you at the summit.
I love it. So guys, what questions do you have about the math that Eddie shared tonight? The main thing that I want you guys to get out of that is to actually do the homework. And I've put in the worksheet a couple of times for you, and I'm going to put it up again. So if you haven't grabbed that link, you can go ahead and open up another tab in your computer and open that up. So while we talk this evening and do some other problem solving with people, you can actually work that math. And I'm going to definitely put a challenge out to those of you who currently are only charging $2 or $2.50 for your helium balloon. People were saying more and more and more that there were people charging $4 and $5 for that same balloon. So just do the math and see how the difference is of just going up 50 cents. What happens if you do it $1 or double it? And I know the first thing you're going to say is, well, not everybody's going to buy it. But a lot of times people don't even blink an eye, because I'm going to be honest, I'm one of those people that I often don't look at the price when I'm shopping just because I need it. I'm going to buy it. But like the other day, I did take pause when I was buying something. I'm like, wow, that's twice as much as what I used to pay for paper plates. Did it keep me from buying the paper plates? I can wash my dishes at home. Nope. My husband and I at lunch, we use paper plates just so that we don't have the extra dishes. I pay twice as much for those paper plates than I used to. And it's just because that's where the economy is right now. And so that's what I need to do. So I can't even emphasize it enough. And I don't know the right words to say of how important it is to do this math and go, okay, there were 10 people saying they charge $4 or $5 on this call tonight. So if they can do it, I can up 50 cents from where I'm at now. And, you know, make those baby steps if you need to, possibly.
Juby, where are you in California? I'm curious. Are you in a big city or where? If you're
I'm in
Hi.
Cerritos.
So is that a close to somewhere major? Oh, look at you. Look at her.
Yeah,
She's
Juby
like
was
the
at
neatest
Summit.
person I've ever seen.
Yes, I'm in Cerritos. Like I'm just a mile from Mayflower distributor.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. So but you're close to it. You can go here, you can go there, you can go
Yeah,
all of that
yeah.
stuff. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
why you can, yeah, that's why you can charge that because where
I
you
just
are.
I just bought a full tank of helium last week at Winners, and it was like $320. The whole tank. Yeah.
And do you know what size that is? Because there's like 10 different sizes of tanks.
This tank, this one.
It's probably like a 3, yeah.
I'm thinking it's a 292, maybe 219. I always had a 110 or a 219 is what mine were called, but then other people had a 292. So it's just every place fills them a little bit differently.
Yeah. I used to pay for this like 3 months ago. It was like 190.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not even $200.
Honey, I used to pay $30.
I pay $400 for those ones, and then the 292, I was charged $600. I am Canadian, but that's still not the 40% markup.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. But yeah, I mean, you can really, does anybody really use helium when I started, it was 100% helium. And then I remember the kickback I was getting from my crew going, we're going to do arches in there. Oh, no. And then it was, I mean, because we never even did air. And now I don't know that anybody even messes with helium because it's just so expensive. So
Yeah.
it's just
as far as like making arches, the only time anybody uses helium to do an actual arch is when somebody's wanting something larger than the 30-foot framework will do.
Yeah,
unless they have an air pole.
or some kind of centerpieces or bouquets or something.
Right. Lots of centerpieces I see. And a lot of people liking the big fun bouquets.
Or 2 foot. Good Lord. Oh, I need my smelling salt.
He's seeing the prices of everybody's helium. All right. So guys, what questions do you have about the math that we've done so far or anything that Eddie's covered? Feel free to ask that question. And then what will happen in just 1 second is I want to make sure that anybody who does not have their ticket yet to Balloon Boss Summit, if you've been on the fence and thinking about it, those of you who are mastermind members, you do get a $300 discount. So if you're a mastermind member, just send me a direct message if you don't know where to find the discount code and say, I need the discount code. And you just go to BalloonCoach.com and you go to join us at Summit. And when you click join us at Summit, it will tell you the dates, which is November 5th through the 9th. And today I got a really great question about when we should fly in and out. If you want to take the CBA exam, the CBA exam is happening on the 4th. So you could come in on Friday the 3rd. And then you can also do extra hands-on training, even if you're not doing the CBA on that Saturday. And then classes start straight up on Sunday the 5th. So CBA exam is from 9 to 1 on November 4th. And you get to hang out, have fun, enjoy time with your friends. And this year we're actually having an opening dinner on Sunday night. It's a garden theme so that you can learn how to grow your thriving business, just like a thriving garden. And so we'll have a dinner all together on Sunday night. Classes are all day Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We have a wonderful dinner together under the sea, under the ocean, really cool theme on Wednesday night. And then Thursday we get up and we go into really cool collaboration sessions where we're implementing what we've learned all week. So you're going to have been doing hands-on balloon builds. You're going to be working on your business strategies, but you're going to probably have not had time to complete those projects. And on Thursday, all of our instructors will be broken out into different spaces and rooms around the hotel for you to work in small groups to actually implement the things that are the top 2 things on your list that you want to get done. and go into those implementation sessions and get them done. And then everything wraps up Thursday at 4:30. We always have a wonderful time together. You're invited to sit at the table with the instructors and the facilitators that we have at the event, along with other delegates. Hey, there's Eddie teaching last year about backpacks. And so each morning, they'll teach from stage. After lunch, which you do get to go to lunch and eat with our instructors and other folks there and talk to them. And then in the afternoon, we do our collaboration sessions. You either get to build balloons or you get to work on your business strategies, whichever you like. There'll be 2 sessions each afternoon that you can choose from. And then on Sunday night and Wednesday night, we have dinner together. Monday night, you're free to go to Disney Springs and hang out and have fun dinner time on your own. And Tuesday night, we'll be building the balloons for the Wednesday night celebration and dancing. So as you go down on the website, it gives you all the information. Our 6-month payment plan, if you are wanting to do 6 pay, it does expire on April 30th because we'll then be 6 months out. You can do 3 payments or you can pay in full and do the early bird rate of just $25.97. That includes lunch Sunday through Thursday and your dinner on Sunday and Wednesday night. Our instructor team is 31 people strong. Thanks to all of our amazing sponsors. I have 4 balloon manufacturers, Batelic, Jamar USA, Qualitex, Toughtex, all sponsor our instructors. We also have business sponsors like 17 Hats, Balloon Suite, and then distributors, Brody's, Having a Party, High Float, Premium Conlin, Toy World, the Balloon Guild, Let Nicole Help, BalloonTags.com, LA Balloons, sponsor a really large portion of my staff. And then I also sponsor the rest of your ticket sales. So we have a dynamic team that's there to help you take the next step in your business. I encourage you to come hang out with us. And that shows you all of our awesome sponsors. This is a fun video from last year about how we transformed the space to make it an awesome glow party. This year we're doing a fun, making you feel like you are under the water and enjoying a deep dive celebration. So this is where we have all of our classes and hang out together at the Disney Springs Holiday in Orlando. And in our block, the rooms are only $129 a night. So lots of great information. You can go ahead and book your hotel room, be able to hang out at the pool during the afternoon, during our lunch breaks or in the evenings, and just grab your ticket because it is limited to just 100 delegates. So again, I wanted to make sure you guys knew where to get that information. And what I'm going to do now is I would like to see if Miss Tabitha is still on so that she can share. Oh, and Balloons to Go is also a sponsor. Thank you. With Mauricio. I missed that one. I apologize. Tabitha, can you share a little bit of how Summit has changed things for you in the way you had your business set up from your home when you originally came to Summit?
Absolutely. So I came to Summit when my business, I was overwhelmed with the amount of business I had. I didn't have a CRM. I was keeping track of my sales in a notebook. And I rode here with Danielle and I was showing her, this is how I keep track of it. I notate where they contact me, Instagram, text message, Facebook. And she was like, no, that's not how we do business. And so when I got there, they had, Joette had every instructor that I needed. They had a gentleman who had a CRM program. They had a gentleman in the room that helped out putting like websites together and PayPal on your websites. Like my business has grown 4-fold on my attending Summit. It has been just explosion like a rocket ship. Recently, let's see, that was 2019, 2020, 2021. And I was asked to come and help on the instructor team. And 2020, I went and had dinner with Diana Gladden and Holland. And they didn't know me and I didn't really know them. I was just, hey, let's go have lunch. And they invited me in and they were like, hey, Tab, tell me about yourself. What do you do? And I was all like, well, we build in our garage and it's overflowing and it's going into our house. I'm so successful. And they stepped on my toes and they gave me the real truth. And they were like, that's not fair to your family. You need to get a space. And I was like, ooh, do you know how expensive that is? But we've been looking at this land. And so I showed them the space and they're like, well, would that make your family happy? I'm like, oh, my husband would be over the moon. Well, what about your kids? Oh, they would love it. Well, why aren't you moving there? Well, because it's outside of the area of service. I want to live in Baton Rouge. She's like, you may need to go pray about that and talk to your husband. And so that was in the end of November, beginning of November when Summit is. The beginning of December, we listed our house. Within a couple of days, it had a full price offer, and we closed on our land and house in January. So my life literally changed because of Summit. And so we closed on it. My husband, it had an existing shop on it. My husband told me that he would work really hard to make sure it's a balloon shop. And from there, I maybe had 2 employees. I counted them. We have like 10 as of today. And so we have 2 Ford Transit, enclosed trailer. We have a big shop, and I'm building my husband I portioned off a section of the shop when we were building so that he can have a section. It was a smaller section. And all my friends were like, why are you doing this? You're going to kick him out. And I was like, no, this is plenty of space. We have officially kicked him out, served an eviction notice. We've built him his own shop over here by the house, 30 by 50, and we're going to take over that entire space. Summit has absolutely improved my business, changed our lives, helped me. I love making people happy. I didn't go to college. I'm not a business person. I didn't know any of that. This is the only convention I have been to that focuses on business. Sarah with 17 Hats. They have the people in the room you need to have advice with. I love taking classes from Scott De Lorenzo. I love the relationships that we make at Summit. When you have a question, because of your relationships, I can either ask in Balloon Boss Mastermind, or if there's somebody who has the exact answer, I have the confidence in our relationship to just message them and be like, hey, I'm going through this situation. How is the best way to handle that? With Scott, I don't like confrontation. I don't know how to really boss. And I needed to know how to write someone up. And he was very informative, very helpful in learning these steps in my growth that I'm not comfortable with yet. And it's such a comfort to know that support system is there. They're there to help you, cheer you on in your good days, and they're there to listen on your bad days. The relationships that you make are amazing. They and I say amazing. They could be uncomfortable, just a little, but it's a good uncomfortable. Because if I hadn't have gone to lunch with Diana and Holland, I may not have made that next step. I may not have grown this much. And so my husband may not have his very own shop right now. So I'm really, really thankful for the time that I've had at Summit. And I'm thankful that Joette puts her whole heart and soul into seeing others grow. So if you want to invest in your business and your walk, then Balloon Boss Summit is there to help you grow. You get out of it what you put into it. When you take action, then changes happen and you grow. And like Joette has this year implemented an extra day where you make an action plan and then you stay there and you can work on it there. Because, when you get back home, you're back to the grind, back to the hustle. And so I think that's a really amazing change this year. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Tabitha. I greatly appreciate it. And again, anybody who's not set up for Summit this year and has other questions, on BalloonCoach.com, you can click to have a 10-minute session with me where I can talk to you about things to see if it is the right fit for you. And then again, if you're not able to come to Summit, then at least being in our mastermind program allows you to have ongoing support on a weekly basis, plus on a daily basis through our group coaching. But we have these Zoom calls once a week to help give you training, but then also to have the support. So in just 1 second, I'm going to turn off the recording. And as a thank you to all the people who are on live with us today, you're going to be open up to ask any question you want, because we find a lot of times when we turn off the recording, people are more apt to share and say, hey, here's some other issues and problems that I have. But I want to just let you guys know, here's the challenge. Again, I'm putting in this worksheet for you from tonight with Eddie. The reason I want you to do this math on the base level of, okay, is my balloon $2.50? Is it $2? Is it $3? Is it $5? Is so that you can see how drastically your income can change based on those numbers. And then for those of you in our Balloon Boss Mastermind Program, next month on our fourth Tuesday webinar at the end of May, I have Elizabeth Fiore from Fiore Tax and Accounting Services as our guest speaker. And then she is going to be doing on pricing for profit. And so what's going to be able to happen is you're going to have these numbers that we just talked about tonight, and you're going to be able to break down and look at what your actual numbers are and what you're currently doing, and looking at what your current expenses are, for her to be able to help you out with making those percentages and how just adjusting things by 5 or 10% can make you more money. So the last note is, in Balloon Boss Mastermind, I talk about this every single month through our Thrive Guide. Hey, what were your sales last month? What were your expenses last month? And how much money did you put in your pocket? And I get, I don't know. I don't have time for that. I don't track it. I'm busy. And I get, oh my gosh, Joette, I actually tracked my numbers. I finally did what you told me to do. And I realized that I just made more this year by double than I did last year on the same month. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't have known that if I wasn't tracking my numbers. And so what happens is, I understand as creatives, a lot of times we let somebody else deal with that and we don't pay attention to it. But my friend Belinda Barrier, who I admire so much because of her drive and determination in her business, is very money focused. And she has spent a lot of money going to business consultants. And the number one thing that they tell her, because of where her goals are to one day have $1 million company, is when you're trying to 2x or 3x your business, any growth that you're wanting to make, the only way to make that growth actually happen is to look at your numbers and know what your actual expenses are, and actually know what your actual income is, and then be able to do the math. And so, like I did on the worksheet, if you know you want to make X number of dollars, then let's figure out how many arches and columns do you need to sell? How many balloon deliveries do you need to make? Whatever it is that you like to make. If you're doing gift in a balloon, oh my goodness, how many gazillion of those do you need to sell? So that's why I like the large ticket items, like a $350 arch, because that can add up really quick. Or put 5 of them in a room and do a $2,000 prom, right? So I encourage you guys to really focus in on your numbers if you haven't been tracking it recently. And then for those of you in Mastermind, and those of you who are not and you want to come join us, just go to BalloonCoach.com, click on Mastermind. It's that easy. At the end of May, we'll meet with Elizabeth and we'll take that next step on helping you price more for profit. So thank you guys for listening. When you have more questions, email Joette@BalloonCoach.com, or go on to BalloonCoach.com and check out the questions. I'm going to turn off the recording for now so I can answer the questions of all of our amazing people who are on live with us tonight. Thank you guys for listening to BalloonCoach.com. Thank you, Eddie, for all your awesome information. You rock.